Is clutter holding you back or taking over your home? Two of the biggest offenders are keepsakes and just in case stuff. Keepsakes tie you to your past, while just in case items keep you waiting for a future that might never come. And that clutter takes up space, space that could be used for what really matters right here in the present. Today we'll focus on these two types of clutter and help you make room for what really counts. Welcome to my storage room. I don't typically ever take you guys down here, but I couldn't help it because this is exactly where I keep the clutter that keeps me in the past. Now, I'm not saying that we should part ways with all of them, but what I am saying is that you might want to evaluate a few things that I'm going to give you here. Okay, be prepared to get grossed out here, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway because I can't be the only one that has saved my kids' baby teeth and forgot that I had them, stuffed them in their memory bin. And when they pulled it out last year when we were going through things, they were like, oh my God, what did you do? What is this? This is so gross. And I'm like, I don't know. I have no excuses. But let me tell you what, that was one of the first things that they let go of. I obviously don't have any use for their teeth. They didn't have any use for their teeth, and they definitely did not want to keep them. We parted ways with that. If you have anything like that that is absolutely not going to be used, I know this is an extreme example. It might not be you. You might not have kept those baby teeth, but something like this is a great example of things that will not be used. There's no way, any way, shape, or form that is going to be used, and you have it still lingering in your memory bin or your storage room. You have permission to let those things go. You went to a wedding or a graduation or some kind of special thing where you picked up a pamphlet just like this. You know, you took it from your seat, you took it in the car, you brought it home, and you put it down in your memory area. Those are the kinds of things that you need to ask yourself, when is the last time you ever looked through that? Is it important? Are you going to ever need this again in your future? And I'm telling you, the answer is no. Yet I'm still doing it, even though last year I got rid of a bunch of things. This here is something for my daughter. It was a Leadership and Success National Society thingy, and we don't need this. We absolutely don't need this in our storage room. She won't ever want to refer to this. I guarantee it, based on her decisions last year. She's never going to want to see this thing again. So I want to encourage you, if you have any items like this, if these are lingering in your memory bins or, just piled up for that matter, let those items go. Another really similar thing as those pamphlets are cards. How many times do we keep these cards, even though we know that we're never ever going to look at them? And oftentimes these things might be lingering for so long that we don't even have those people in our lives anymore, right? We're keeping cards from weddings or anniversaries or even birthdays. And I'm okay with keeping some cards, especially ones from my kids. I do that because this one here says, "Happy birthday, Mom." And I do refer to these every once in a while. So if you have some like that, it's totally fine. And my kids always write things that are really meaningful that I actually do like to reflect on. And one of these days I might be brave enough to just take pictures of these cards because that's going to be so much easier for me to access that on my phone. I'm not quite there yet when it comes to my kids, but I will say this, if I have things from years past, those went last year. And especially the ones where they just sign their name. There's not even anything written. All it is a card like this that, has, well, my husband actually wrote things, which is why I kept this card, but he's got a chicken on it. I don't know what that's for, but anyway, if it's something like this and it's a card that just has a person's name written, like love so-and-so, I would highly consider getting rid of those. Those things can take up so much room. We got rid of loads, tons, bags full of that stuff out of my storage memory bin area last year. I'm so glad it's gone because now those bins are so reduced. I don't need somebody to come in here and help me take one out of the room and set it down and take another out of the room and set it down. I mean, it was just a ridiculous amount of things. I'm super happy with what I got it to right now. And I'm not saying this is the end of it because decluttering is a process. And as you get better and better at it, it's going to get easier and easier for you to let those things go go that you thought that you would never, ever let go. Christmas ornaments. And these are the things that keep us in the past as well. Now, I'm not saying every Christmas ornament is keeping you in the past, but when you have a bunch of Christmas ornaments like I did at one point, where it's just every Christmas ornament that has ever entered your house, whether it's a good one or not, just because your child might have made it, those are not reasons to keep them all. If they don't fit your style of tree or your style of decorating anymore, if you don't even love them, maybe they even evoke bad memories for you, but you're hanging on to these things, I would challenge you to let them go. Because having the ornaments that mean something to you, that every time you look at it, like I'm doing right now, and I think, oh my gosh, I love this ornament. I love to put it up on my tree, and it just gives me such positive, good feelings. That's not really keeping you in the past. The things that keep you in the past oftentimes are the negative things. Maybe you don't have that friendship anymore, that you parted ways on bad terms, yet you still have this Christmas ornament hanging around, right? Or maybe someone has passed on, and every time you look at that ornament, it just sort of makes you feel sad. And if that is the case, for sure, let those things go. Keep only the items on your Christmas tree that give you such good feelings and keep you in the present moment. They're not dragging you to the past, especially they're not dragging you to the past on negative things, because who wants their holidays to end up like that, right? I have ones now. I was actually brave enough to just do my Christmas tree last year exactly how I wanted it to be, because I got rid of all the fluff, all of the ornaments that didn't mean anything to me, and sprinkled in were the ornaments that my kids actually really loved. They were like the top 10, right? Now, this is a painting that got handed down many generations. My daughter says that she wants it. I'm going to keep this painting for her in my storage room. And if she decides not to take this painting, it's something that I won't be keeping. I'll get it evaluated, don't worry. I won't ever let a piece of art go out of my house that I don't know if it's valuable or not. I've seen enough of those crazy stories, right? Where somebody finds like a painting that's worth $500,000 and you're like, oh my gosh, that would be a terrible mistake. So I won't make that, don't worry. But it's just not my style. I don't have a love for it. I would suggest to you, if you're like me, you have something lingering around like this, get it evaluated, make sure it's not super valuable. If it is, you can sell it. And if it's not, you can let it go to someone who can use it. Now, I love color and I love quality, and that really gets me sometimes with the just in case things. What if I buy something and I break it? Then what am I going to do, right? And that's fear-based again. It's worry. What if something bad happens? What am I going to do? Well, one of my things was the Le Creuset pot. I just fell in love with this pot. I absolutely loved it. And I loved it so much that I went out and I bought like 4 more. And did I need those? No, I didn't. Now, a couple of them I do enjoy because they are in different shapes and I do use them. But one instance was I bought one just like this, the exact duplicate of this pot here. And it is nice, but guess what? I've had this thing for about 7 years now, maybe even 8. And you know what? It's still here. Nothing happened to it. I could buy it tomorrow and replace it with the same thing or something, similar. If you have to go into a cabinet like I did, pull out things and put them down so that you can get to what you really need, that's no fun, right? It's going to be a deterrent for you doing what you want to in this space. So I got rid of that extra pot because I got tired of storing it in my small kitchen. Who needs to have something so big that they don't even use? Ask yourself, are you keeping this just in case the other one breaks? Or maybe you have some other just in case reason. I would let that go. You don't need to keep these kind of things because really, especially if you have a small space like I do, my 10 by 10 kitchen, there's only so much room. Another just in case thing we keep in our houses, guess what it is? Our fridge. We have extra fridges, we have extra freezers, just in case some kind of natural disaster happens, or we might have a bunch of people visit, or we got a good deal on, some meat or something, right? And I bought an extra fridge in the pandemic for fear, just in case I was worried, all of those negative things, right? I bought it because I thought, what if the store runs out of food. I'll need that extra fridge so that I could feed my family. Well, as it turns out, we've all been through the pandemic. We've all been through that natural disaster, and we didn't need to stock up like we did. Reality is that you weren't going to starve, that the food was always there, and that you were okay. You didn't need it, right? Thank goodness for me that fridge actually died, and I didn't have to make that tough call on getting rid of something I spent money on. But if you think about it, there is a monthly cost to having that thing run too. And that really can add up with your electric bill. And not only that, but if you're like me, you were forgetting that you even had things down there, then you go to the store and you would buy more. If that sounds familiar, you might want to question whether or not you have that freezer or fridge that's an extra in your house for just in case. One of those just in case items that we keep in our homes are things that we have left over from a previous project. This could be a kitchen renovation. It could be just like me. I have this yarn in here from a Christmas project that I did for a gift, and I have a couple of these left. I don't have any use for them, but here they are lingering in the bottom of my drawer. So if this is you and you have things lying around because you think you might be able to make use of them, or just in case you might need them for something, I would highly caution you on this, because that is cluttering up your homes for sure. So if you don't have an immediate use for that item, you need to let it go. Why do we have all of these extra rooms in our homes just in case? And obviously a room is not clutter, but it can contain a bunch of clutter, especially if it's one that we use so infrequently. What if I'm going to work out of my home one day? What if I have a formal party and I need extra space and I have to have that living room in the front of my house that I don't use right now, but I might need it then? If you have them just like I used to have them, ask yourself, do you use them? How often do you use them? Are you storing a bunch of things in them that you don't even need, but because you have the space, you keep them anyway? Just think about this, and if the answer is yes, you have all of these rooms, you just might want to consider downsizing. If this is something that you've been thinking about, or maybe you want to think about, make sure that you check my video out on downsizing. I'll link it below in the description. And if we justify keeping things just in case we might need it one day, or just in case we might regret getting rid of that sentimental clutter, well, that's going to end up being a whole lot of stuff, isn't it? People matter way more than these things. Our experiences matter way more than these things. And if we are getting so clogged up in our homes with all of this clutter, those are the exact things that take a back seat. So let's downsize this clutter. And let's upsize being in the present moment with the people that mean something to us and having the experiences that we'll never forget. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you check my description down below. I'll link more videos for you to give you some more inspiration and ideas. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every week.